Okay. So I want to talk about refinements. And anybody that's ever had me, go in and optimize their account and do some things to make them better or whatever, I let them kind of do their own thing on their refinements. But I really think that refinements are one of those areas where you can really get a lot of benefit for a little bit of effort. And the reason why I say this is, you got talents, you got gear, you got badges, you got commander bonuses, you've got your castle skins, you got all this stuff that makes up your attack percentages, your defense percentages, your health percentages, your total attack, your all that shit that goes into what does the most damage in your army, uh, in your attacking army. But you also have special refinements, and I encourage everybody that has not unlocked the refinement tree uh, in research as far as they possibly can, start working on that. So up to this point here, from here back, accessory 3 back, it's relatively quick to do. Um, it didn't take a whole lot of time, didn't take a whole lot of speed ups to get to that point. But what that does is each time you unlock one of these accessories, or your offhand over and over and over again, it it increases the limit in which you can upgrade your refinement. So it starts off, at gray, and then it goes to green. I don't know if I have a green one. Yeah, I don't have any green ones. It goes to green, then it goes to blue, and then it goes to purple, and then you finally have gold. And it maxes out at gold. So what you want to do is you want to give yourself the ability to at least unlock it all the way to gold. And what you want to do is work on your most impactful piece of refinement equipment, like in this particular example, it is my helmet. And the reason why I wanted to work on my helmet first is because I have total attack. Total attack is the most desired skill in refinement that you want to get, so that's where I'm putting all my eggs in one basket on this helmet for right now until I get it maxed out. Once I get it maxed out, I'm gonna go to my other one that I rolled total attack on. Where the hell that is? Right here, the chest piece, and I'm gonna upgrade all the way that one till max gold. And then I'll go to the next, to the next, to the next. And you can re-roll these with wash stones. I've got 1,800 of them. You upgrade them with the gold gems. So I've got 36. So let's see, I've got insufficient. So let me get some real quick by doing some Expedition Beyond. Shit. Okay, good enough. So let's go back to the refinement. And now I'll upgrade. So I'm working on this one. So I'll put everything I got. I got 455, and I'll upgrade it. So it almost went up around a percentage point, which it'll work, right? So maximum for total attack will be 15%. So I'll add 15% of my total attack skill whenever this one's maxed out. And hopefully I'll get 15% on this one as well. It'll be a while, but this game is a marathon, not a sprint, unless you spend a lot of fucking money. Probably gonna re-roll that total defense because I don't like that very much. That skill's kind of situational. But that's what the wash stones are for. I'm okay with it for right now, but later on, after I get to where I'm really choosy about what I'm wanting to do, is I'll probably end up re-rolling that total defense. But so Saxon, how do you get what you want? Well, here's the easiest way to do that. So go to this bottom thing here where it says stats. and then click it, and then click all attributes. And here is all of them. This is everything that you could possibly get as a choice. So what I usually tell people is if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, everything from total attack on down is a desirable skill. Um, so if it lands on any of these, you want to kind of keep it. Now, total attack, total health, total defense, they're all good. Total attack is the most important. Health is the next most important. Defense is the next most important. Now, when it comes to enemy army health reduction, enemy army attack reduction, enemy army defense reduction, um, you know, it's arguable on the enemy army health reduction and the enemy army defense reduction. Because if I had a choice, I would rather reduce the enemy army attack rather than making my troops more beefy. Um, because if I can reduce the enemy army attack, that's going to have more of an impact on the enemy than me increasing my health. Um, so same for attack. You know, if I can increase attack, I would much rather do that than increase my health because the more efficient my troops can kill the enemy troops, the less troops my enemy is going to have to counterattack me with. So dead troops don't attack back. So if I can kill them quicker than they can kill me, then essentially I'm gaining in both aspects here as far as total health and total defense without even really having to invest in it, if that makes sense. So total attack and enemy army attack reduction, those are premium. So if you land on either one of those, keep it. But if you're just doing this for the first time, if you land on any of these from total attack on down, keep it for now. You can refine it again a little bit later whenever you you get to a point where you actually are you got some skills that you're using and you like and you know you want to keep, and some you don't. So some you don't, you might get a little bit more choosy like I have and only choose these three, and then maybe reducing the attack for the enemy. Um, and like I said, I'm probably going to re-roll that defense anyway at some point because I would much rather have total attack or enemy army attack reduction rather than total defense. Health I'm going to leave for right now because it does help my front line. And my front line right now currently is infantry, and they're high health anyway. So if I want, they're the highest health that I have as far as the troop type goes. So if I increase them by 20%, it's a pretty significant amount. So I'm going to leave that for right now. But who knows? Maybe at some point I'm going to re-roll that as well. So the rest of these are situational. And I mean that because it depends on what you want your account to do. So if you are a rally leader, so you might want to choose um, rally army marching speed because the quicker that army can get there and hit and get back, the quicker you can do whatever you need to do, heal up, start another rally, whatever the case may be. That may be something desirable for you. Uh, Rally size expansion, 100% if you're a rally leader, this is something that you want. And you want this on almost every single piece of gear that you have here in your refinement. As you can see, I've got a pretty beefy amount here to 166K. I wish it was higher, and it probably will be because that one it will land on this one before it'll land on pretty much anything else when I re-roll other stuff. Um, so army size is also a good one to get for anybody. Um, and then you can focus on your main attacking formation and your main defending formation as far as health for the front line and attack for the damage line. I'm a cav man. I use attack. There's my attack. My infantry is my front line, so I pick health. You can choose defense, but like I said, that's situational. I would much rather have health over defense. You can also choose infantry attack. I don't really care too much about my frontline attack because my damage line is where I'm getting most of the damage at. But if you have infantry attack, it's a bonus. So if you're running infantry cav like me, select this, and select that, and if you get either of those, then keep it. Right now, I'm all set on 125% infantry health, so I uncheck that because I don't want it to re-roll it and add to it. Um, I would much rather get infantry attack or cavalry attack over infantry health at this point because I'd rather have my attack be higher than my health percentage, and right now it's not. Um, and from here down all the way to, the bow defense, it's all in what you prefer and what your strongest formation is. Um, Wall defense, well, wall defense, fortification attack, and fortification defense. So just go ahead and X out fortification defense bonus because this is a garbage skill. This is how durable your defenses are, and defenses are so cheap and easy to make anyway. There's no reason in making your defense, your fortifications last longer. It doesn't make sense. Um, if you are a rally trap or a trap castle, solo trap castle, wall defense is probably what you're going to be focusing on because you're going to be taking hits, and you want your wall to last as long as possible, so your bows just chew up the troops, as many troops as possible before they break down your wall. So wall defense is where it's at when it comes to a solo trap or rally trap castle. Fortification attack bonus. This is something that you might want as well because your fortifications, especially if you got T4 fortifications, you want to make sure that those fortifications kill as many as you can because that's just bonus kills on top of what your bowmen are doing already before they break down the wall. Now, once they break down the wall, none of this shit really matters anyway. But as long as your wall is up, you want to keep it up as long as possible, and you want your bowmen to attack as much as possible. So if I were a rally trap solo castle, I would choose bowman attack, wall defense, and fortification attack. I want most of my percentages to be in this wall defense because this is key right here. In order for anything to work properly in a rally trap solo trap castle, you you want your wall to last as long as possible. So this is main. This is key here. Now, if you are a rally filler, so your sole responsibility is when the rally leader pops a rally on Alliance Conquest, enemy KVK, whatever. Um, your sole responsibility is to put as many of your troops as possible into his rally so he can take control of that army and unleash massive hell with it, right? So what you want, if you are that, is army size. So army size is going to increase the amount of troops you can send to that rally so it fills quicker because the faster it fills, the faster that rally leader can send, and the faster that it can hit and get back to you. um, Everything else from infantry attack on down is basically just for you when you're solo, doing things solo in the game, because when you're participating in a rally, um, it's the rally leader's stats that take over and not yours, not your personal stats. None of this crap here, none of your talents or anything like that. You're lending troops to that player so he can use them in with his bonuses and everything else. Another thing that's beneficial to a rally filler account is hospital healing speed because you're going to have deaths, you're going to have wounded. Um, Hospital healing speed is one of those things that's going to reduce the amount of hospital healing speed ups that's going to be required, especially if you're super active participator when it comes to KVK and Alliance Conquest, and you're filling rallies, and you've got a lot of troops you can throw around out there. Hospital healing speed is going to help you out. Training speed is not a bad one to have because the game as it stands right now, there's not a lot of commanders and research and whatnot that will increase your training speed and equipment. So training speed, if you're trying to train a lot of troops, like if you're in that training phase where you just unlocked T4 and you got to get your T4s trained up, or you got zeroed last KVK and you're trying to get back to your previous power, choose training speed temporarily. I mean, don't leave it on all the time, right? Because it's situational. I wouldn't want to have training speed on when I'm getting ready to go attack a castle during KVK because training speed ain't gonna do shit for you. But training speed is one of those things that you want. So players that do not have T4 unlocked yet and they're currently working towards T4, research speed, that's something you want. Um, so a rally filler castle, hospital healing speed, you may even want hospital capacity because you want to give yourself an extra, however many troops it is in your capacity. Um, Training speed might be one of them, but not during wartime. And army size, definitely army size. You want most of your refinement to be army size. And then, if you land on any of these that's your strongest troop formation type, that's fine too, because you're not always going to be filling rallies. You're going to be doing, you know, solo aspects of the game, and all of this stuff here will help you with that. And certainly any of this, if you land on total attack, total health, enemy army attack reduction, anything from here down, that might be something that you want to keep too. Is certainly total attack. Don't ever overroll a total attack because you'll never get it back. Um, okay, so we've went over solo traps. We've run over rally leaders. We've went over rally fillers, and I think that'll do it for just about the majority of the players out there. Now, there's other players like that have counts like hyper farms and stuff like that. None of this is really going to help them with because there's nothing here to increase the gold capacity or anything like that. So this is all to help you either research, build, train, your hospital, anything like that. If Now, some of these are situational, right? So if you're trying to upgrade equipment, so say you got a pretty crappy piece of gear and you're trying to get that, generic glorious set that they just came out with where you have to get everything upgraded to a certain level before you upgrade that one piece, and you're really trying to kill as many rebel leaders as possible so you can get as many of those pieces of gear upgraded as possible. Motivation recovery bonus might be something that you're interested in. I've got it checked right now, and I'm upgrade. I boosted it to 27% because I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to get that gear at least purple. I want that gear at least purple, and I'm going to continue bumping it out until I get it at least gold. I want that. I want that gear gold for me. Um, so this is right now is important to me. Now, once I get it to purple, I might back off of it a little bit and go play with other things and try and roll another total attack or something like that. But right now, most of my gear is blue quality, so I want it to get up to at least purple quality before I even think about removing this. Now, when we go into AC tomorrow or something like that, I'll roll this for something else like, Cav attack or something like that. I won't leave it on the whole time, but when we get back from the event, I'll roll it again to motivation recovery bonus. So motivation recovery bonus and any of this stuff here usually pops up pretty frequently. So rolling it and re-rolling it, you're not going to use very many wash stones, these yellow ones here. to get that. So it's all situational, right? Um, see, we went over the wall stuff. Bowmen are only good in defense. Spear, cav, infantry. It's whatever you're strongest in. Um, went over rally size. So reinforcement capacity. So this is something I was talking about before with the when it comes to a solo trap or rally trap castle, reinforcement capacity is something that you probably want to have. And the reason why I say that is because if you get a rally, say you're a rally trap castle and you're aiming to take a rally, you want players from your alliance to reinforce you because your purpose is to win that rally and win it favorably. So it's not enough to win it, but you have to decimate them. You got to hurt them. You got to kill their as many of their troops as possible. And the way you do that is, it's simple math. Have more troops than they do. And hope to God that your bonuses are better than theirs, and that they don't have a Jon Snow fully awakened and just friggin' destroy you. But you know, the more you can have people contribute and reinforce you, the better chance you're going to have at winning that rally favorably. Because, you know, at this point in our alliance, we don't have, you know, accounts with 15 million plus troops. So 15 million is the cap that you can have defending your city, and anything that you make over that amount kind of stays in reserve. So when the 15 million die or get put in the hospital that you currently have in your city, the next 15 million, if you have that many trained up, get automatically pulled in your city to defend, right? But they can't defend all at one time, if that makes sense. So one attack hits, 15 million die, then the next 15 million that you have trained gets pulled into your city, in that was in reserve, and you have those to play with now. So none of us are at that point. I'm not at that point. I'm nowhere fucking near that point. And I don't know that anybody else in the alliance really is either. But the more troops you can have participating in trying to kill that rally, the more success you're going to have. So reinforcement capacity is something else that you probably will want if you're a rally trap castle. Let's see. So I think I covered it. Building speed. Don't even waste your time. There's only so much building you can do, and most of us at this point have most of our buildings at the point where it just either one we want them at we got what really counts at level 25, and what doesn't make doesn't really matter. We're just gonna get it as we can. Like I've got some you know, farms and shit in my city that aren't 25, but I don't care. I mean, resources are the least of my worry at this point. Research, we always need it. I don't have it selected now because I do have T4 unlocked. It would help me with other researches if I did have it, but at this point in the game, I don't have it. Right now, I'm working on Badge Master, and that fucking thing, 380 something days to without help or anything to do. So I probably should have popped a couple of these research speeds to increase it, maybe decrease it by 50 days or something like that. But I didn't. I just went ahead. Just went ahead and started the research, so I'm stuck with it now. Um, let's see, training speed, already covered that one. Building speed, covered that one. Endurance recovery. I kind of feel like my endurance and basically anybody else's endurance in the alliance kind of already generates at a pretty decent rate. Um, I wouldn't know why you would want to increase this any more than it really is, unless you're just trying to just crank out some dragon rallies, you know, every hour on the hour or some shit. But, you know, to each their own, right? Then we went over the rest of these. So, in short, if, you know, regardless of what sort of account that I'm running, total attack, enemy army attack reduction, maybe total health are most important. Um, then I would say the next most important is your individual stats, right? So whatever formation you're focusing on, do the attack and the health of the front line, the attack of the rear line. Sorry, cat's on my desk. Um, and then you kind of want to ask yourself, what are you going to want to do with the account? And if you're a rally filler, focus on army size. If you're and maybe hospital healing speed or capacity. If you're a rally leader, it's probably going to be army size or rally size expansion. That's probably going to be one that you want. Um, if you're a solo trap, bowman attack is a good one to have. Your wall defense certainly, and fortification attack bonus. So I'm sure there's more out there. If you got any questions, you always know how to get in touch with me. But that's kind of how I look at refinement. It's kind of the what you do to separate yourself from the pack. Um, because everybody builds essentially the same. Everybody does the same research. They just do it in different orders. But this is player specific. Your refinement is player specific, and it's whatever you're trying to accomplish at the time. So, thanks for listening. If you got any questions, let me know. Drop me a line, and we'll see you on the next one.